Welcome back to episode 6 of Limitless Evolution podcast, where your boys Taylor, Nick Justice, and Parker just cried our eyes out by just being naive and being little sissies to you in this last episode.
Yeah.
No, but episode 6, you guys, we are running it with Q&A. And these are questions that we did not get to on our first episode together, me and Taylor. And these are questions that we wanted to answer with Parker. So yeah, we just want to make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe. We've been getting a lot of fantastic feedback from these episodes, from this podcast, from what we want to get out of this podcast. This is all about you guys. So if you guys could do us just a small favor, press the subscribe button, drop a comment, even if it's talking shit on my shitty beard right here. It would mean a lot because me and Taylor are fuck you. Me and Taylor are very happy with the impact that's coming from this podcast. So we'd appreciate it, guys. But anyway, we are going to get right into it. So first question right off the bat by _meathead_ fuck, marry, kill, GH, test, primo.
That's good. I am going to fuck. No, I'm gonna. I'm a fuck GH, marry, test, and kill primo.
Fuck GH, marry, test. Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck test, marry GH, and kill primo.
Okay, yeah, that is a good one.
I think I was going to say the same thing. Fuck GH, marry, or fuck test. Actually, no. Let me do something different. Actually, because I love primo. You know, I love primo. Let's just say marry primo, fuck test, and kill GH.
That's
marry
a good one.
primo though, because I feel like you can't have primo without test. So you would probably have to.
Well,
marry
that's why
test
that's why I'm
primo.
marrying. Hey, you marry, you fucking.
Yeah. Okay.
Fuck you.
That's hilarious. Well, actually, you can have primo without test if you're a female.
Yeah, I guess you can. Yeah, that is true.
Maybe Parker's a tranny.
Yeah.
Hey, the world may never know.
All right. Okay. Here's a good one. Grow with Kevin. How does coaching a natural athlete through prep differ? So how does coaching somebody that's natural through prep differentiate than coaching somebody that is enhanced? I mean, I can speak on this one right off the bat. I've had a bunch of natural guys. I've got like maybe 6 natural athletes anymore on my roster. Everybody's on gear, which is fucking awesome. But I had a guy turn pro in WNBF this year, natural client, fantastic physique. Also, shout out Kevin. But it's one of those things where you run into circumstances with coaching natural clients. You run into scenarios or circumstances where you really wish you could use something, but you know you can't. Okay. So you have less variables than if somebody is on gear. Okay. But you also have to kind of take a step back and you have to realize, like, you know what? I have to just break this down from the bare bones now. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for instance, for peak weeks, you know, I'm a little bit more aggressive when it comes to my pulsing of potassium, because I'm not using any diuretics. You know, I'm not. But also at the same time, I honestly think sometimes getting natural athletes really dry is kind of easier. There's just a different level of shreds and dryness that you can come through with a natural athlete. I do notice that I have to be a little bit more aware of how they're talking to me in terms of their fatigue or their stress, etc., because we don't have any exogenous hormones at play, anything else that could be assisting with their recovery and their cortisol, etc. So I honestly do more frequent check-ins a little bit earlier on when I'm coaching a natural client than an enhanced client. So you do have to be more aware of their natural symptomology, if you want to say. But I honestly enjoy it, dude. I enjoy coaching natural guys because it's a challenge, because you can't really use something like, bro, you throw in 1.5 milligrams of Adex and the next day you're going to see a fucking difference. You know what I'm saying? With a natural guy, that ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's also some guys, dude, some natural guys, you'd be surprised at what they'd look like regardless of where their natural hormones are at. You know?
Sure.
There's a lot of differences. There's pros and cons. But what about you, Taylor?
I think that there's definitely some difference there, and I think that anyone can get somebody stage lean, maybe not peeled, but like stage lean with PEDs. I think that there's a level of knowledge and detail that you have to get someone peeled when they're natural, because the biggest thing with prepping someone that's natural is you have to have them ready early to have them ready on time, is what I like to say. Because yes, you have to, most times you have to prep someone longer so that they don't lose muscle, but also you have to prep them longer because the way like you're not using any exogenous thyroid hormone. So how are you making up for thyroid? Yeah, sure, you can use over-the-counter glandulars, but like how far is that going to go? At some point it's going to downregulate anyways. You have to make up with that with refeeds. Like, for example, somebody who has drugs in their place or in their system exogenously is, not going to need, you can feed them up for one day, get a little bit of fullness back, and then you go back into dieting. Somebody that's natural, you're not necessarily refeeding just for the fullness aspect of it. You're refeeding for the metabolism and the upregulation of thyroid at the same time. Like you're using food, you're using back to back to back, sometimes 3 to 4 day refeeds, sometimes a week-long diet break in order to get their thyroid back producing the way that it needs to be. For example, I had a natural girl this year, or actually she just competed last weekend, same day as Parker. And we got her blood work done at like 4 or 5 weeks out I got her to run her thyroid hormones because I could tell that she just wasn't moving really well. And her T3 was a 2.1. She's already taken 2 servings of glandulars a day. So it's like, okay, well, there's not much else you can do here. I'm not just going to keep slamming her with thyroid supplements. So basically I just told her like, hey, we need to take a week-long diet break. And we need to just let your thyroid recoup. So we did that, and she honestly held within a pound of what we started the diet break at. And then coming out of that diet break, she dropped 2, 3, 4 pounds in the week coming out. And it's like, okay, well, now we know that her thyroid is probably back functioning a little bit better than it was. So now we can kind of hit it again harder. And basically, I say all that to say, like, a lot of people say, oh, you need longer preps because it takes longer to get in shape. Yes and no. I don't think necessarily you need longer to get in shape. I think you need more time and more variability to be able to play with, because you aren't, it's not just a straight shot into fat loss. Like you have to be able to take into account those other things as well.
Yeah, totally. You're spot on.
And then also obviously exactly what you said too, but I'm just touching on it from a different perspective.
We could say every single thing imaginable, difference between natural and enhanced people. Talk about their mentality on prep and what they deal with mentally is completely different as well too. But you still can't. I mean, shit, dude. When you're natural, you still have to rely on your knowledge acquisition and your application of knowledge with that client to get them to where they need to go. You can't just be. You obviously can't treat them like somebody that has a lot of other variables that are helping in the back end. So
from a nutrition perspective too, I don't like to. I like to leave fats a little bit higher just to support hormones than I would with somebody who is for example, like if I'm dieting somebody who's taking gear and stuff like that, then I may pull their fats down harder before I pull their carbs down harder just to keep the fullness aspect of things. With a natural person, you may end up going 0 carb in order to be able to keep fats a little bit higher and keep caloric intake, where I want it to be as far as being in a deficit. That way the fats can help stimulate those hormones and not crash your hormones as bad as they would if you just yank all the fats. So that's another thing from a nutrition perspective.
Now let's talk about even from the supplementation perspective, man. When I'm coaching somebody that's natural and they're in prep, there's supplements that are non-negotiables that I have in there for them. One, you mentioned a glandular thyroid support. A few other ones is going to be boron, selenium, chromium, and also every single meal that they're having, it's iodized salt, because if we're not using something like T3, T4, then we need to make sure that we are having ingredients or supplements and different minerals that are going to support your thyroid. And that's something that people a ton.
Another thing that I like to add in is 3 to 5 grams of L-tyrosine. People underestimate how like that can play a big role on. And honestly, I've even started using this with some enhanced guys, because you don't have to drop the T3 up and risk losing muscle for somebody that's not super overly muscled in the first place. L-tyrosine can have a really big or really good effect on the thyroid production as well, and help stimulate that thyroid production.
Dude, I'll even go, I mean, for us that are enhanced, it's not going to make a difference at all. But, I'll even bring in certain, if you want to call them, natty test boosters that don't just like try to bring up your total testosterone, but what they do is they help your body have less SHBG so that you can have more free testosterone. When you're natural, every little bit counts. So why don't you so take advantage of it?
Yep, exactly.
I
tell you, I do want to touch on one thing that doesn't change.
Yes.
Blood work. You still have to get fucking blood work done if you're natural.
bro, I'm still waiting on one of my pros to get fucking blood work done. He's not one of my new guys. But I'm like, bro, come on now. Let's go. So next question, unless Parker, do you have something to add?
Nope, you're good. I've never coached a natural athlete anyway. So.
Oh, really? Yeah, true. Because
Not for
you're
prep.
your demographic.
Nah, not for prep either.
Gotcha. Got it. Okay, so here's one. This one I do want to touch on because there's a big nuance to it. Bo William Fisher asked, he's one of my clients, not natural anymore, but when he asked us, he was natural. What is the perfect off-season cycle for a beginner? And I think it's hilarious how he asked this literally like a month before we pulled his Natty card. So I'm like, I'm not just gonna give this away to fucking social media. Like, I'm not just gonna say, hey, start doing this. But hey, Parker, what do you think? You know, what's something that what's your approach?
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to say that again. I'm making my food right now.
You're good, bro. Don't worry about it. No, I was gonna say, you know, when it comes to an off-season cycle for a beginner, somebody that is pulling a Natty card, what's just like, how are you gonna approach that conversation with them in terms of, you know, the importance of starting where with what, etc.
Honestly, it just depends. I don't really know how long, if they're trying to hop on a cycle. Honestly, I always start off with tests first. Obviously, I don't want to I don't know, Timo, you might have to touch on that one.
Exactly what I was going to say. I think test is the best place to start and use one variable at a time.
Yeah.
However, I'm not against throwing in a low dose master on a low dose primo or something like that, but I don't think that you need to add too many things at once. And even if I am going to throw one of those things in, I'm going to do like 8 weeks of tests and then bring, you know, if we're doing a 16-week cycle, wait till halfway through and bring in that master primo or whatever, just so we know how the body responds to one single variable at a time and know that going forward.
For sure. I find it more often than not where, well, most people, what I'll do is, you know, I'll bring their test up, and this may be overkill a little bit for some people, but I'll bring them up at a TRT dose of testosterone for a good 5-6 weeks. Let's just say like 125, 150 milligrams of testosterone, you know, see where they're at, see where the trends go, etc. Get sex hormones pulled. I don't think at that point, 6 weeks into it, with just testosterone at a low dose, you don't have to get a full ass panel done. Especially if that person can't afford it, but I will get sex hormones pulled. And there's some people where this may be a little bit too aggressive, but if I know that they can afford sex hormones and they really are the type of person where I know that they can get in their head a little bit about like, you know, shit, am I just like becoming unhealthy now that I'm like starting to feel the testosterone take its effect, etc., or see it, you know, I may pull sex hormones every 4 weeks until we get to like a decent amount of testosterone, you know, decent within the confines of their first time. Okay. But I'm also trying to see like, all right, what's the quote unquote threshold that they can handle before we get to estrogen side effects. It's never my goal to push testosterone to a point where we start to see estrogen side effects. A lot of times that just starts to happen. But I never want to get there. Like, oh, now I got to pull back. Cause like, dude, it's my job to make it as side effectless as possible. But you know, I will pull sex hormones very often, you know, and there's a guy that I'm coaching right now, and he was on 300 megs. We got up to 300 megs of testosterone, and he was 6 weeks in on that. You know, after we brought him up over time from a low dose, and he's one of those individuals that he really wants to see his blood work, even though he doesn't understand it. But he wants to be like, okay, like, are we good? Okay, we got blood work done at 300 megs of testosterone, bro, and his total testosterone was like 4,500, and I'm like, holy shit. Like, so I'm like, dude, we can just chill here at 3.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's a reason why we do it that way. But I'll bring in growth hormone for some people if they don't want to do master primo because they just aren't educated on them, you know, and it's our job just to educate them. Hey, this is why I'm bringing this in. This is why I'm not bringing that in. This is why we're not doing an AI with our first time, except, you know, but if somebody is really hesitant about, they want to add something else in on test and they're hesitant with something, anything else, I'll bring in something very, very benign like growth hormone. And we can still get a lot of recovery benefits from that as well without having any androgen side effects.
For sure. I agree.
So
you're muted, Parker.
That's what I was going to ask too, was what if, you know, that person comes to you and they're like, okay, well, I'm cool with taking just test and they don't want to take anything else. would you be okay with working that conversation of like, okay, well, I think we really need to start adding GH, or maybe later down the line, would you start incorporating other drugs?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Usually when I explain GH to people, because people don't realize that like
Yeah.
the GH isn't a fucking androgen. When I just explain how it works in the body, they're like, oh. So it's like I'm not gonna get a massive fucking head and a big ass gut, No.
Yeah.
But I noticed this year, especially as Masteron and Primo prices have gone up, I'll want to bring one of those in with somebody, and if they really can't afford it, then I've noticed I'll start off. I'm not against EQ. I don't prefer it over Primo or Mast, but some people that I coach, they do better with EQ when they're younger and their body can handle something that is potentially could be renal toxic for some people. But I'll bring in EQ. It's cheaper, it's still effective, but as long as we are noticing blood work stay in a good spot, then I'll bring that in as well too. If it does save the money and if there is a good response from the dose.
I've become much more of a fan of EQ lately, honestly.
I have a guy, one of my best friends that I coach. He's a classic guy. His entire life he's been anemic, and his blood, it doesn't matter if he's on dude, I've had him on fucking 1,300 milligrams of testosterone per week because he does so fucking good with just high test. Okay.
Yeah.
But every time we get blood work done, doesn't matter if we're supplementing with beef liver, it doesn't matter if we're supplementing with iron, he's always anemic. Bro, we brought in Q at 300 milligrams, completely gone. And I'm like, I'm like, all right. So.
How can we take this?
Seriously. I mean, hell, man, I know Martin stands by EQ. He loves EQ. But we got that one pretty good. Are we all taking on clients? I assume yes, everybody here is taking on clients.
Yes. I will say I am not taking on the amount of clients that I was taking on right now. Should I say not taking on the vast array of clients that I was taking on? I'm starting to pass some to assistant coaches just because I've gotten a huge influx. Very, very, very good problems to have. Let me preface with that. I've gotten a big influx, and just more so finding my passion within coaching is becoming more bodybuilding specific, man. I love winning. I love the whole aspect of it. So I'm like not taking on as many lifestyle and like starter competitors anymore, but Parker is, and I'm mentoring him with those types of people and stuff like that. And also have 14 shows left this year. So it's just like, I'm a big quality over quantity person, and I'm not willing to give up the quality for the quantity. So
for sure.
Yeah.
100%. Absolutely, man. Yeah. And here's one. If you're going to implement growth hormone peptides, are you going to implement it more so in a cruise or a blast?
I don't think it necessarily depends on the cruise or the blast. I think it depends on the phase that we're in, especially with peptides. Peptides are more so like, are we in a fat loss or a muscle building phase? Are we recovering from an injury? Are we, if we're talking peptides like SLU, for example, I'm not going to bring that in during a bulk, no matter if we're blasting or cutting. I just took someone out of a blast into a cruise and brought in SLU because we're going into a fat loss cleanup phase. Retatrutide, same thing. I'm not going to, I will bring it in at lower doses in a bulk, but GH, I'm a big fan of starting GH if it's your first time ever in a cruise, because you can bring in a low dose and get a good effect out of it and almost stimulate that cruise phase to be more productive than it would have been without it. And then you can just ramp the doses up more during the blast.
Absolutely. And I think when it comes to, peptides, growth hormone, or even just growth hormone peptides, I've had a lot of clients that struggle with getting food in. They want to jump on the train of GHRP6 and GHRP2. So for people listening, growth hormone releasing peptide 6, growth hormone release peptide 2, they're two different fragments of what's in the growth hormone molecule. And they want to jump to something like that instead of just taking actual exogenous growth hormone. And I think you're just missing the forest for the trees here, man. And taking growth hormone, your hunger is going to go up, but you're going to get the entire array of benefits from it instead of just the hunger as if you spent a bunch of money on growth hormone releasing peptides. So I've never taken GHRP6 or GHRP2. I've had literally 2 people ever use it. And there's a reason that they don't use it for long is because it's a waste of money. And it's honestly a marketing gimmick, in my opinion. And you're better off just saving money, spending it on actual good quality generic growth hormone.
And people think that you have to pay $800 for a kit of GH. That's what they think when they hear it because of Serastims are outrageous. But like, bro, you can get a good quality generic GH for 150 to 200 bucks a kit. That's 110, 120 IUs.
Absolutely. I mean, I've had numerous times where I've personally myself sent my generic growth hormone off to get it tested to make sure, see what the purity is. Is it actually somatropin, et cetera? every single time it comes back within a range of like, okay, this is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
There's times where I've heard people say that they send it off and it comes back at like 80%, 60%. Okay, definitely don't use that. Maybe you should spend a little bit more money on some better quality growth hormone. But you got to think about it, man. That's the risk that we do take in this sport is, quality of the stuff that we're getting. I think it's well worth the risk if you are an individual where you don't have a quality way to source some of these things, or you don't trust them, or you don't have the knowledge base to look out for signs of if it's working or if it's not working. It's always worth the money to go get it tested. And I mean, I think that's what people sometimes got to do. I had a conversation with one of my wellness clients or wellness athletes yesterday, and she was just kind of not freaking out, but she was unaware of the costs of PEDs, and she's only on growth hormone. And dude, like this girl naturally, we've built her up naturally to bro, I'm very confident within, maybe a season or two that once she gets on maybe some female TRT, or, we just get her to a spot where she's taken more than growth hormone, she'll go pro very quickly after that because of where she's gotten to naturally. But there's so much misinformation out there about how much Anavar costs, about how much, growth hormone costs, et cetera. These girls having to take Serostim. There's female coaches out there. I don't know any of them by name, but apparently there's female coaches out there that tell their girls they have to take Serostim because if they take anything else in Serostim, then they're risking the additives or the fillers being in there. I'm like, dog, no. Do you think some of these labs would risk their reputation? No, not at all.
I've never taken Serostims before in my life.
Bro, I fucking love Serostim.
Really? But I mean, I'm just saying that to say like I've never touched Parker's never touched Serostims before. He's always used generic, and I mean that's a testament in itself. So yeah, sure, it may not be the same or as effective, but like it's still pretty fucking. As a matter of fact, Parker had started taking some pharmacy grade genotropin during this last prep, and we just weren't getting a response out of it. And I was like, bro, pull that shit and add the generics back in. We did. Boom, fullness through the roof.
I'm not gonna lie. So Pfizer discontinued all genotropin because they replaced it with Ngenla. Ngenla is pretty much just like growth hormone with an ester. Okay.
Yeah.
I've taken Ngenla, fucking crazy fullness, but I get a lower back pump by picking up my fucking shoe. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I did not like it. There's so many, and like I'm not just saying this because of them discontinuing genotropin, but there's so many counterfeits on the market because people realize, oh shit, Pfizer's not making it. I can get the quick pens though and put a slap a label on it. And so, I mean, hell, dude, it could have been a counterfeit, but it could have been also his response to it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, apparently that the guy that he got it from has something that requires GH pharmacy or prescription GH. Again, like whether that's true or not, I don't know. But so that's where he got it from.
Makes
but
sense.
Again, I didn't see the response that I saw from our, and also I know the quality of our generics. Like you said, I mean, I've tested them. I have the Janos on them, so I know that they're good. And I just told him, I was like, hey, this is what we're used to. Like I know the trends with this. Like let's just switch back.
100%, dude. I mean, it makes sense. But yeah, dude, when it comes to things like that, don't be missing, half your rent just because you got to buy a kit of overpriced Serostim where you can get the same effect. The only difference that I've noticed in terms of Serostim and the generics that I bridge between when I don't have Seros, I just need to use less Serostim. I need to use more generics to get the same amount of fullness that Serostim gives me throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just for example, if I'm taking 4 IUs of Serostim, shit, I may have to pump up to 6 IUs of generics.
Sure.
But to each their own.
Brandon was dancing.
It was edited.
Here, I've got this is a good question. Zay Bruce Fit says, how does training change as the show gets closer? And I think we should add in, how does do you change the way you train right after a show? I'm gonna go to the bathroom, answer that one.
Parker, you want to answer it?
So how training changes leading up to a show? Training obviously the training only changes just because you're trying to drop off the inflammation, obviously. But I'm still trying to pick up that whole part on the training aspect. Obviously, when you're coming out of a show, I mean, think about it. You've been in prep for fucking, I don't know, just say average 20 weeks. You've been training hard as fuck, and show's over. Now you're coming off of drugs. Now you're going back into a rebound phase. It's almost like your body's like fragile, almost in a sense. So like you have to work your body back into training and back into that, that intense. You know what I mean? But
yeah, no, I agree. I think that leading into a show is a time that I think you have to listen to the body first and foremost. If your body's asking for a reduction in stress,
Just
then you need to reduce the
yeah,
stress.
just like me walking into the show 2 weeks out. If you're fucking starting to stress out because of your training,
Yeah.
something needs to change.
Yeah, I think your training is a great example. Like you were doing an upper and lower
Yeah,
split, and it was just sessions were long, your fatigue was high,
yeah,
and I think that you have to listen to your body. So he Mike ended up pulling your training back to just a push pull leg split, made sessions way shorter. I think that's the biggest thing is like leading into a show, you have to come back, you have to pull back on intensity levels, you have to pull back on recovery capabilities
you know how much
or things
stress
things that
you're.
are going to hinder things that are going to hinder recovery capabilities because you're doing an hour of cardio, you have very low food, you can't recover the same way, so you can't push training the same way coming out of a show. I think that I always tell people take the first week after a show and just relax and have fun and do what you want. Unless we're
Yeah,
hitting another show within another couple weeks, like there's no point in going back all in. Go training as hard as you can. You shouldn't be training to failure. Your body's still really fragile. Your ligaments are weak. You probably still have AIs and stuff in place if you're enhanced that are going to cause that joint soreness and stuff like
yeah,
that. Like just give your body a rest and have fun with it and kind of get that spark back again and don't get right back into a monotonous routine that's going to ruin your
yeah.
your spark for the off season.
And on top of that too, because you know, take that whole week off and just go have fun in training. And is it gonna hurt to not train? No,
No,
it's not. I mean, hell, like I trained one day this week, all because I know on Monday, you know, time to
right
get
next
back into the groove. Like, I mean, you've been training for
week.
so many days for 20 some weeks. Like, you got to give your body a chance to breathe, man, catch back up.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think post show, just like you guys said, you don't have another show, take a break, man. You're going to
Yeah,
want to take all the post show goodies and use them for your pumps. But thankfully, I haven't had clients, tear any muscles after a show because of doing stupid stuff or their body just, not being able to
you can't.
do it in the gym. But also, I'm glad I can say that my clients are smart enough not to go fuck up,
Yeah, yeah.
workout session where they're benching and back squatting, right after a show.
The only person I've ever had do some stupid shit post show was Parker's brother. 2 days after a show, bench press 495 for 3 reps, and I'm like, bro, are you fucking dumb? What are you doing? Stop! You're gonna rip your whole chest off of his fuck. But they're just built like
I
that.
just had a client sending one of my clients just got cleared by a doctor to tore his chest, and he sent a video, and he's a crazy athlete, or used to be, of him doing this crazy high box jump. I'm like, bro, you just tore your fucking chest and you had surgery. Don't tear a fucking quad. I'm like,
Yeah,
Christ.
exactly.
You like
But
to
yeah,
walk, don't you?
yeah, but no, that's a great way to put it, man. I think people too. I've noticed when most people, when it comes to at the end of a prep, if you're truly ready and you're truly there, you don't have to go hard as fuck into peak week. I think that's doing a lot more negative than good. Most people, almost if not all people, that let's say that they are ready going into peak week and they're training hard as shit because they're super excited for the show. Their adrenaline's running, or maybe their coach didn't communicate well enough with them, or didn't have the knowledge acquisition of not knowing the importance of that, of pulling back in training. They most of the time look like garbage. They will look better at the beginning of peak week than the end of peak week because their body is so stressed, inflamed, etc.
I think that we shouldn't mistake that for 2 weeks out. You shouldn't be training like 2-3 weeks out. You shouldn't be training like a pussy.
No,
You should strategically not be training as hard. And when we say not training as hard, you should still be training hard as fuck, but like 50% volume or 75% volume, not what you're normally doing in the off season.
I'll take a set to failure, or I'll tell people to take their sets to failure, but don't do any forced partials.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%. There's so much nuance behind it. This is a different question. What sports team do you pull for the most?
I like Virginia Tech's college football team because I went there. I don't know. Yeah. I like college sports a lot more than professional, honestly. I think they play like they have
I do
something to
too.
prove because they do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's coming from myself. I was a collegiate athlete, and I played.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't play the pros, but so I can't really say I played harder in college than. But like,
Yeah.
you have that drive. You got to prove. You want to prove yourself.
Sure.
Packers, dude. I'm a fucking Packers fan, but I'm not a diehard. Like, I
I
don't know.
will say I'm a huge Eagles fan.
Dude, Eagles fans are fucking psychotic.
Yeah, they are. But most of them are from
Look,
Philadelphia, so what do you expect?
Yeah, true.
there you go.
That's fucking funny.
I got time for one more if that's cool, Nick.
We want to do a fucked up one, or do you want to do?
You choose, surprise it.
I was gonna say read both.
Read both.
Okay, hold on, I got a lot here, dude. Apparently, I remind somebody of Dallas McCarver.
That's a fucking incredible compliment.
I've been told that quite often. Oh, dude, there's so many questions. I'm trying to not do a long one, but I wanted to find a fucked up one. Should I ask ChatGPT a fucked up question? Let's do it. Let's end with a banger. Give me a fucked up would you rather question that 3 bodybuilders can answer on the spot on a podcast. This does not have to be politically correct. Let's see what you got. This is fucked. Okay. Can you guys still see me, or did it take my face away?
No, we can see you.
Okay. Oh, this is funny. Okay. All right. Would you rather lose all of your leg size overnight and never be able to grow them again, or look stage ready shredded year round, but your balls permanently hang lower than your shorts all 24/7?
Bro, I'm showing my nuts off.
I was about to say I'm showing my nuts off too. Fuck that.
Fuck, dude.
You can't lose the leg growth.
I flash people my nuts sometimes anyways. No, I'm just like I show them to Brandon.
That's
Say
funny.
what?
Dude, yeah, man. Honestly, I'm letting them hang.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
What?
If you
let's
stage shredded just to show my balls, for sure I'm gonna show my balls and be stage lean all the time.
Yeah. Why would I want them
You know what?
crammed up?
You know what I'm also gonna do? I'm gonna show everybody my fucking dick skin shredded legs while my balls are hanging down them.
No, dude, ChatGPT is being a pussy right now. This one's kind of funny. Give me another. I tell ChatGPT, give me another more fucked up. Okay. Dude, ChatGPT just pisses me off. It's being too liberal right now.
Brandon, ask us a would you rather question on the spot. It doesn't have to be political correct.
Okay. Would you rather inject?
Hold on. Yeah, I gotta take my shit out too.
You guys ready for this one?
Oh, fuck, dude.
This is gonna be horrible. I hope you know. You guys asked the worst person this question because you know my mind is twisted, bro. I'm real creative.
I'm surprised you still have a fucking wife.
How do you think I pulled her, bro? So, would you rather inject 3 mLs of trenbolone into your urethra or reenact the famous Kai Green grapefruit video?
Oh shit.
It has to be posted.
Oh, shit.
Hey, read the first one first because that shit connected back to my headphones. Read the first one first.
Would you rather inject 3 mLs of tren?
Have Brandon say it. Have Brandon say it. It's funnier.
Would you rather inject, where the fuck is the camera? Inject 3 mLs of tren into your urethra or reenact the famous Kai Green grapefruit video and post it?
Have you ever got soap in there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck that.
You ever
I'll
had a
make the
kid?
picture.
I've not had a kid one.
Do you know what the Kai Green grapefruit video is, Parker?
I know. I've seen it.
You've seen it?
You-
Hold on, bro.
Actually, no. Show the audience.
Oh,
boy.
Let me see if I can find it.
Product I would recommend as a 40-year-old fitness trainer.
Are we gonna get banned over
You've
this?
probably
Are we
seen
gonna
it.
get demonetized?
That's
We're not even-
There's no way this video is on YouTube, bro. There's no shot.
I bet it is.
No. On YouTube?
No, good point. Never mind.
Oh, wait,
I bet
There's
it's
no-
on Twitter. I bet it's on X.
it is on
Oh,
X.
shit.
It is on X, but I don't have the. I'm not logged in on.
I'm logged in on X. You want my phone? Here.
Why you on X?
Grapefruit? Like, is that what I should search?
Yeah, that's what popped up on.
I'm going to tag Kai Green in this when I make a reel.
Kai Green grapefruit. Oh, this isn't showing up, though.
It showed up on my browser.
On X?
Yeah,
Kai Green grapefruit.
right here. Kai Green reacts,
Reacts to it. Let's see
Oh.
this. Oh, this has to be on here.
I
Oh,
can go-
God.
Is it?
Oh, God. I think it's on YouTube.
I heard Brandon for a mile.
Oh, God. It's on YouTube. Here you go. I can't even watch it.
Oh shit! Wait.
What have you done? There you go.
No way.
Face is priceless.
This entire thing is on there.
I
I
can't
never
believe
saw. I never saw the fucking foreplay like this.
Foreplay.
fruit play, bro.
Replay. Bro, he's posing and everything to it.
Damn, this is
There's a market for anything, bro.
how much
You
money
would
you
have
think
killed it on OnlyFans.
Damn right.
My God. No. That's too for me.
I don't. You better stop it before it shows anything.
I'm so disturbed even by what I'm seeing right now. I didn't see this part ever.
I never saw this either. This is fucked. Okay, so he has a grapefruit in his hand, everybody, and you can probably guess what he's about to do with it. Dude, how flamboyant can you get? What a fuck.
This is y'all's.
Bro, that's crazy. What the
I can't believe this shit, dude. No way.
dude? That's like
What?
Molly, shrooms.
Bro, the thing is, though, knowing him, he's probably not even fucking
That's true.
trolling anything.
Uh,
Yeah, you can stop saying it now.
uh,
I can't believe this.
Yeah.
Poor, he's squeezing it on himself.
I'm 100% injecting Trent into my dick.
I was about to say, what would it do anyways?
I got
Yeah.
Did y'all
censored.
see it?
No, it's censored.
What?
Thank God.
So, funny thing is, I'm not going to mention names here, but when I saw a clip of it, I never saw the fucking beginning part like that. I was at a dinner and I was with an individual that had a massive folder of dirt on people in the industry. And yeah, I learned a lot about a lot of people that night.
The Lee Priest.
I'm not mentioning it. No, actually not. He was not in anything, but he was not there. It was,
Is that
yeah.
right?
Priest thing about the knife. You ever heard about that, Nick?
About Lee Priest having a threesome?
No. Lee Priest and the knife.
And the knife. No.
Okay, listen. I can't confirm or deny this. I heard this from someone else. But long story short, apparently, when he met his wife, and they were first having sex, things are going down. All of a sudden, she pulls out a fucking knife from under the pillow, and she's like, "I want you to stab me and then fuck me in the wound."
What?
Wait, did he tell that stories? He told
think he
some.
did.
I will
He's
not
told some crazy
repeat
stories.
who told me that story. I don't know if it's true, but I heard such story.
I think
And
he
did it
said
and
that.
married her.
Dude, he had to have said that on a podcast because that sounds familiar.
Yeah, I've heard.
That's some dark magic, brother.
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
that's some fucking Voldemort witchcraft shit. Bro, I would inject goddamn fucking EQ 1,000 milligrams per milligram with that post-injection pain. It's still fucking worth it.
Went straw right in there,
Yeah.
bro.
Bro, fuck, man. Might as well give me some goddamn... fuck.
You never know.
I'll just- Huh?
You
People
never
are gonna watch. Be like, oh my god, I used to love Kai Green.
Bro, I
That's-
honestly sometimes... I honestly think... Do you guys think that a lot of the crap that he did
For sure.
as he was becoming more famous affected his bodybuilding career with placing?
Sure.
For sure.
Yeah, I think so too.
I also think he did it for like the but for the infamous marketing. Like people make a name for themselves off of being a fucking professional troll.
Yeah, like any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, good publicity, exactly.
Yeah, I hate those fucking professional troll channels and shit, dude. I can't stand
Like
it.
fucking Nick Trigilli.
Dude,
Yeah.
there's crazy stories that
Yeah,
what I was
know.
just just telling you before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw somebody leaked some of it. His gay for pay stuff.
Oh God.
Nick Trigilli.
No.
Yeah, he was doing gay for pay. He was like picking this old man up and like humping him up against the wall.
Oh no, bro.
Yeah.
There was the person that I was with said that it got to the point because Nick was doing so many fucking videos on this person. And it's not anybody that like I'm close with. It was just like who I was with at the time. I wouldn't be like, compromising anybody that like the person I was with said that Nick was constantly making videos, every fucking video, like destroy like this dumbest fucking things. Literally posted a 2-second clip of just the intro of one of those videos, and all they did was tag it. And it didn't show anything, but he's like, "Hey Nick, you settle the fuck down. Never make a video about me ever again, or I'm releasing this entire thing."
Yeah, he didn't do it anymore, did he?
Fucking do it no more.
Oh yeah. Well, that is. I guess we'll end it there with. We'll inject Trent into our privates.
I'll gladly do that any other day than do that bullshit. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning into the Limitless Evolution podcast. There was a stint there where we didn't record for about 2-3 weeks. Me and Taylor were extremely busy. We want to shout out on episode 5 Mr. Parker over here and for joining us on episode 5 and talking about his prep, but also joining us in on the Q&A for this episode 6. So appreciate you a ton, my man. If the audience wants to find you, where do they find you at?
Instagram. Changed my name. It's Parker Martin with 3 N's at the end of my name. So
Perfect, man. Awesome. And you guys know where to find myself and Taylor. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe. Appreciate you guys a ton. There is some talk out there with me and Taylor, us wanting to do some certain deep dive videos when it comes to, whether that be peptides, retatrutide, or deep dives with peak weeks, etc. Me and Taylor have a lot of ideas that we want to put into play for the end of 2025. So any ideas of any value that you want to see from us, things that you aren't getting elsewhere, then please let us know in the comments and we will make it happen. Other than that, appreciate every one of you guys. Subscribe, jack the subscriber count, and have a good night. Peace.